So the GOP obviously failed to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. That's pretty much dead. And they keep trying to do that and it keeps not passing. But there's an article in the Intercept from Ryan Grim and Ada Chavez about who they might need to get it, to get involved, to get it passed in 2018. So the question you got to ask yourself here is, this is a Republican House and Senate, and they can't get this done, which shows you that actually people, when they started to realize that first of all, that Obamacare and the ACA were the same thing, a third of the country didn't know that and maybe still doesn't, they started to go, wait a minute, you're going to get rid of all of these benefits and Medicare and all Medicaid and all this stuff that I'm getting. And I think, and there was all these people flooding town hall meetings, Republican town hall meetings, and then even a lot of corporate Democrats have tried to, skirt this. The state of California was going to pass it, but of course, Jerry Brown, oh no, it's too, pie in the sky. Where's the money going to come from? Anthony Rendon was bailed at the last minute. And I think people are catching on, because I think a lot of people are just like, single payer can happen. Whatever you want to call it, universal health care, everybody should, free health care, everyone should get it. It's a right. And as even Bernie Sanders, went into West Virginia, into a red state, red county, red district, and talked to people that voted for Trump, and they're like, yeah, we need, it's so, and the fact that the Republicans they can't even get their own party to agree on this, it should show the Democratic Party to just cut the bullshit and go right for single payer, but they're probably not going to do that because they get so much money from the healthcare industry. They get so much money from the healthcare industry that they have to impede it and then blame the Republicans. Well, the Republicans, but then enough people are jumping forward, right? So I want to talk a little bit about who was involved in the Graham-Cassidy bill that died earlier in the week. And what Lindsey Graham said, with more hearings, with regular order, we're going to get 50 votes. He said during a press conference Tuesday, we're going to fulfill our promise. My question is, is Lindsey Graham that dumb? Or are the Republicans that dumb? They could be. Or is they just know they can't get this passed, so they're just looking like, well, we tried? Is it that? Is like a fake attempt to tell their constituents we tried? But when more and more constituents, Republican, red state constituents, are going, wait a minute, don't take this away from us. The Obamacare is not great. As we've talked about, it's Romney care, but it's better than before. I mean, me personally, I save about $300 some a month just with shitty Anthem Blue Cross insurance. I was paying $459 a month before Obamacare. Now it's $140 something. It's over $3,000 a year I save. That's not great. It's a PPO and whatever, but man, it's so much better than before. So one of the things that Lindsey Graham, and this article goes into, and I'll read it right here. Graham and his co-conspirators previously said they would demand that tax cuts and healthcare reform be lumped together if they failed to make headway on healthcare in September. But on Tuesday, Graham changed course, saying he is now willing to let tax reform go ahead on its own because he had been unaware how complex trying to tie the two together would be. And again, the fact that they just try to, if somebody just comes forward, if a real progressive comes forward and just says, single payer healthcare, well, we need to add, nope. Well, how about this option? And nope, just do it. Just move it forward. It's like I did that article on the Tulsi Gabbard's climate change on getting us off fossil fuel bill. There's no nonsense in it from what I've seen. It's like 100% renewable fuels by 2035. 100%. Not, well, this percentage, and what about this industry? And no. It's just like, we don't have time to goof around with this crap anymore. And I think it's the same thing with the healthcare. Just someone come forward and say, we're going to do single payer healthcare. It's not pie in the sky. It's not a pony, like Hillary Clinton said. It's doable. 22 countries on this planet already have it. It's very, very doable. We're the richest country in the history of the world. We can make this happen. So let me talk about some of the people that were involved in this, and then I'll read this paragraph here. Before Republicans spend another year plotting an ACA repeal, they may want to reflect on whether they have what it takes to get those 50 votes. Some of the key players are Murkowski, Rand Paul, John McCain, and Susan Collins, but there are a few additional wrinkles. Come November, Alabama's junior senator will either be Republican Roy Moore or Democrat Doug Jones, and neither is sure to vote with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. How does Mitch McConnell keep getting elected? Amazing to me. It just shows you how inept the Democratic Party is. All you got to do is run one progressive, one populist against Mitch McConnell. He'd be out of there. But no, we can't fight Mitch. Yeah, you can. New Jersey Republicans are eyeing a possible senatorial conviction to potentially flip a seat, which would make healthcare vote even more unpredictable. Rand Paul is the least likely to stand with the GOP's repeal effort. The Kentucky senator has dug himself into a firm no vote against anything that isn't clear opposite of the ACA. He flipped his vote in July, but only after he was promised the bill he was voting for would go to conference before coming back to the Senate, making the vote largely meaningless in a practical sense. On Monday, The Intercept asked Paul if there was anything anyone could do to get his vote on a repeal and replace bill. I just got off the phone with the president and told him there are some good things in the bill, expanding health savings accounts, waivers for governors, and entitlement caps, he said. Those are the parts of the reform he likes, but he won't vote for anything that doesn't include major tax cuts and spending cuts, changes that would alienate Murkowski and Collins and perhaps a few others. Blah, 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 blah. Go to committee and all this other crap. This article, I'll put it in the thing below. It breaks down each person. Lisa Murkowski, John McCain, Bob Menendez, Roy Moore, Doug Jones, and Susan Collins, and what they think. And this is one of the things, this is the last paragraph in the article that shows you how they want this complex. They want this, we tried, and it's got to go to committee and all this other bullshit. So they asked Collins, given all of her objection, if there was ever a chance she could have voted for Graham-Cassidy. It would have been very difficult because this is so complex, and you pull one thread in the tapestry and it has the effect on a whole nother section in the painting that you have, she said. You mean your money? Right, because if you this is why you can't half measure this, because then it's this, pull this thing and the string, and it's a house of cards. No, it's not. Not if you just go single. Not just go boom. Everyone gets it. Sorry, I don't care about the healthcare, insurance companies. In other words, our healthcare system is so complex that it is very difficult to change one part and not see a ripple effect. Yeah, because it's piecemeal bullshit. That's why. Get real progressives in there. Get a real somebody who's just gonna say single payer. It's a right, and that's it. Just keep banging that drum. It's a right. I don't want to hear it. We're the richest country in the history of the world. Yeah, but what about it's a right? Don't back off of that at all. Thanks for watching the show. Support the Patreon and like and subscribe.